in inaugural joint commission. And in sport, Scotland and Hard Rock battle for supremacy at Rufaro Stadium this Sunday. And now for the news in detail. Zimbabwe and Equatorial Guinea successfully hosted the inaugural Joint Permanent Commission with the President Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa and his counterpart President Theodore Obiang Nguema Mbasogo, witnessing the signing of 4 memoranda of understanding. Our chief correspondent Ruben Barre has the details.
Day 2 of President Theodore Nguema Mbasogo to Zimbabwe saw him meeting the President, Comrade Emmerson Mnangagwa at State House, where they had a brief tete-a-tete. Soon after, the two leaders spoke to the two delegations, the Zimbabwean delegation and the Equatorial Guinea delegation, about the essence of this meeting. The President, Comrade Emmerson Mnangagwa, said the relationship between Equatorial Guinea and Zimbabwe is growing in leaps and bounds.
The special and enduring friendship between our two republics is come afar, characterized by mutually collaborative approaches. In this regard, Zimbabwe owes a debt of gratitude to the gracious people of the Republic of Equatorial Guinea for various supportive measures at the bilateral, continental, and international levels. I recall with fond memories during my visit to your beautiful country in 2023, we witnessed the signing of several instruments of cooperation. This indicated our strategic aspiration to heighten our bilateral relations. Successes registered in several areas to date are satisfactory.
In response, the visiting Equatorial Guinea president said, Zimbabwe has been a very close partner of his country.
Our countries share a common vision about the necessity to improve pragmatic cooperation based on exchange of experiences and transfer of knowledge.
President Mbasogo said he's happy to be here. He's happy to be among friendly people, friendly country. Curtains came down at the 2-day state visit by President Theodore Nguema Mbasogo when the two leaders spoke after the signing of 4 agreements on education, on economic and trade development, on rules and procedure, and also on interpreters and translators. Interestingly, the President said, Equatorial Guinea has been a reliable shoulder to lean on, be it economic, be it support on the international platform.
This steady visit has provided us with an important opportunity to elevate our bilateral relations to a higher level. It has deepened and consolidated our ideals of Pan-Africanism, South-South cooperation, and the aspirations for African unity, integrated as well as shared prosperity. The partnership between our two nations must now decisively move from dialogue to tangible results. This must be anchored on timely and coordinated implementation, inclusive development, and equitable growth that benefit our two economies and the peoples should remain key objectives. I commend the productive work undertaken by our ministers and our officials across the various sectors. We have witnessed the signing of several instruments of cooperation. Ministers and officials should ensure the expeditious operationalization of all agreed programs and the conclusion of the requisite agreements on outstanding areas of cooperation. Additionally, there is need to increase our economic investments, business to business interactions, as well as people to people exchanges to match our excellent political relations. Air connectivity, inclusive of moving cargo between our cities, should be jointly pursued. Our cooperation in wildlife management has made commendable progress, and as such, robust cooperation should be extended to other economic sectors. We have also registered success in our cooperation in the education sector. We therefore look forward to receiving more students from Equatorial Guinea in the immediate future.
The visiting Equatorial Guinea President, Teodoro Ngwema Basogo, said, Zimbabwe-Equatorial Guinea relations are excellent politically, and they've got to elevate the economic ties. They need the people-to-people cooperation between the two sister republics. He also said more can be done in the field of economics.
I want to reaffirm my satisfaction with the results of these negotiations during our official visit to Zimbabwe. The signing of these agreements, which have just signed, constitute a significant step in strengthening our friend relationships of cooperation between the two countries. These instruments reflect our common determination for transforming our political will into making these concrete projects which will contribute to the good of our people.
So at the end of the day, the two countries' inaugural joint permanent commission was said to be a very successful one. And the President, Comrade Emerson Dambuzo Mnangagwa, was invited to Malabo for the next joint permanent commission. Ruben Barweza, PC News, State of Harare.
Cooperation between Zimbabwe and Equatorial Guinea has been taken to another level, with new agreements having been signed at the inaugural Joint Permanent Commission of Cooperation in Harare this Friday. 4 new agreements were signed this Friday at State House, with visiting Equatorial Guinea President His Excellency Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo and His Excellency President Emerson Mnangagwa witnessing the signing ceremony.
The visit by the Republic of Equatorial Guinea President, His Excellency Teodoro Nguema Mbasogo, has been described as historic by his counterpart, His Excellency President Dr. Emerson Mnangagwa. Having arrived in Zimbabwe this Thursday, President Mbasogo attended a state banquet, and this Friday he attended a bilateral meeting together with his counterpart at the State House. Now, this meeting saw the signing of 4 agreements that will further deepen the cooperation that already exists between the two sister nations. The first MOU to be signed was one in the sector of education. An agreement on trade and economic cooperation was also signed. Now, in the field of languages, a memorandum of understanding in the training of translators and interpreters was signed, with the last MOU being on rules of procedure on the Joint Commission cooperation.
This was the first JPCC, which is a Joint Permanent Commission of Cooperation. This was the first between Zimbabwe and Equatorial Guinea. So that's an important point to note. So you can see that our first agreement was about diplomatic and political relations. As you know, the first layer of relationship is political and diplomatic. And then the second one is economic and trade agreement, which means upon a good and excellent political and diplomatic environment, it makes economics and trade possible. So that's one of the most important agreements that we have made today. So it's basically that social agreement and then the political agreement. There is also an agreement on education, which is very important because like even our foreign policy has got a goal on cooperation in education, science, technology, innovation, and culture.
Now, the two heads of state agreed on the need to ensure speedy implementation of these agreements, and it was agreed that mechanisms be put in place to ensure that this is monitored.
We are looking forward to the midterm review, so that because you have asked, their excellencies are asking about implementation. Our monitoring mechanism is a midterm review to see how far we have moved in terms of implementation, and their excellencies are then able to see whether we are moving, because we just don't want to sign for signing's sake. Because you know, international trade is very important, and international trade happens when we have established relations. We always say international trade happens where there are two partners that trust each other. And we believe that this is important. You know, through this approach, His Excellency was able to grow exports for Zimbabwe, 2 billion in 2017, when he took over, this is our benchmark, to up to 16.5 billion in 2025. This is, and we expect, as we relate with countries like Equatorial Guinea, which are petroleum rich and so forth, we expect trade figures to grow even more between ourselves.
After the bilateral meeting and the signing of the agreements, it was now time for President Mbasogo to return back home. But before that, he made a brief stop at the National Heroes Acre, where he was given a brief history on the place as well as its significance. After that, he headed for the airport, where he was seen off by his counterpart, His Excellency President Emmerson Mnangagwa. Service chiefs as well as several government officials were also there to see him off. As he returns back home to Malabo, relations between the two sister nations have been further cemented, and cooperation is expected to continue. Josephine Mugio, CBC News, Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport.
Warriors captain Marvelous Nakamba, defender Teenage Khatebe, and rising star Tawanda Chirewa paid a courtesy call on the President, Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa, in Harare this Friday. England-born Chirewa later took to social media expressing gratitude to the President and describing the meeting as an honor. The Wolverhampton Wanderers midfielder also pledged his commitment to contributing to the growth and development of football in Zimbabwe. The trio's meeting with President Mnangagwa comes as Zimbabwe is building momentum around the national team, with players reaffirming their dedication to representing and developing the game in the country. In other news, the Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, Honorable Ziambi, says the Constitutional Amendment No. 3 bill has been the most debated bill in the history of Parliament, with at least 110 members having participated so far, while more are expected next week, Tuesday.
The Constitutional Amendment No. 3B has entered the 6th day of debate within Parliament, with parliamentarians expressing the eagerness to express their views regarding the bill. More than 100 legislators have participated in the debate regarding the Constitutional Amendment No. 3 bill, with Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, Honorable Ziambi saying it is historic in the history of Parliament.
When I did the count, I'll check now, we were slightly over 100, around 110 MPs that have debated so far. In the history of our Parliament, I don't think we've ever had a bill that have those numbers. This is the most debated bill. We deliberately decided to have that direction because If you recall, when we did public consultations in the past, we used to have one public consultation per province. This time around, we increased the involvement. We had one public consultation per admin district, which means we deployed a large number of our honorable members to participate in the large, public consultation. And you see that raised their appetite to want to debate. You can notice that the majority of our MPs, when they stand up to debate, they will emphasize that I'm speaking on behalf of those that I represent, and they'll cite proceedings of the public consultation. And we think it's healthy for constitutional democracy, it's healthy for our lawmaking process.
While some observers might describe the ongoing debate within Parliament as tedious repetition, there is huge appetite among parliamentarians to proffer their views regarding Cape 3, and this might culminate into the committee stage next week, Tuesday.
Honorable MPs are now repeating what others have said, and we now see a slowing down in the appetite to debate. So hopefully, if all goes well, maybe on Tuesday we may have fewer MPs willing to debate. If we don't have lots of them to debate, then we can proceed to the committee stage.
Today's debate is centered on the lengthening of the electoral cycle for the president, legislators and councillors, which gained traction from both sides of the house.
Zvataona zviri kuitwa nababa vaMnangagwa muSecond Republic. Ndichibva kwaMutoko kwandobva mubato wechigaro, tine zvakawanda zvataona zvaitwa nemutungamiriri wenyika zvaita kuti titsigire bhiri. Kukura kwedu mubato wechigaro, taingoziva kuti matombo akachekwa kwaMutoko anongotakurwa oenda kunze kwenyika. Asi pauya baba vaMnangagwa muSecond Republic, taona makambani anokwana kuita matatu auya maMutoko akakwenenzvera matombo maMutoko, vanova maMutoko vakawana basa, vanova maMutoko vakwanisa kugadzira vega matombo vachitengesa vachiwana mari.
The bill represents significant and progressive steps towards strengthening the governance systems, improving administrative efficiency, and promoting political stability. Constitutional reform is a normal feature of constitutional democracies across the whole world, and it is viewed as means of ensuring that governance systems remain responsive to national realities.
Mazoe yese nemazonoki acho vari kufara zvikuru, vari kuti iri bill rauya panguva yakanaka chaizvo, nekuti rakumboti rinofanira kuti ripasiswe ribudirire zvakanyanya, zvikuru sei pa clause 2 inotaura iyo kuti mutungamiri wenyika anenge akusarudzwa mudare rino reparliament.
The issues to do with the president appointing 10 more senators also received much attention, while merging of the Gender Commission and the Zimbabwe Human Rights Commission was also part of the debate. The moving of the management of the voters' roll from the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission to the Registrar General's office also received much attention, while the setting up of the Zimbabwe Delimitation Commission was attended to. Bruce Jawanda, SABC News, Manda Update.
Government has moved in to provide psychosocial support to pupils, teachers and families affected by the Gweru commuter omnibus inferno, which claimed 7 learners.
Chinhu chinorwadza ndechokudoti ndamuka makuseni ndageza mwana ndamupfekedza unifomu ndatoti apindawo mota kuti aende kuchikoro ndozoti manheru taimu dzokudzoka kwevana ndotoona vamwe vadzoka wangukonza hapachisina aitikatsaona achira mota.
A somber atmosphere permeates right across Matongo Primary School, which housed the bulk of pupils who perished in an inferno 2 days ago, and the memories of losing classmates and friends is still raw. Classrooms that would ordinarily be filled with laughter and learning have become spaces of reflection for both Matongo and Senga primary schools.
Zuro kutoshanda kwacho kwaitorema kuti wotangira papi tichifunga nyaya yakaitika iyo yose, vanhu vakaona vamwe maticha vakava varipo tichiona nengekeni incident yacho ichiitika. tanga tisatambosangana nechiitiko chakadai tose nevabereki takarwadziwa kusvika pokupedzisira.
As condolence messages continue to pour in, most community members are still grappling with unanswered questions surrounding the tragedy. Government has since deployed counsellors to provide psychosocial support.
I've brought in a team of psychologists from the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education, from Gweru City Council, and from the Ministry of Health and Child Care. It is our hope that this counseling will assist in making the children recover from the bad experience that they are again attending to teachers in groups.
Meanwhile, police say forensic processes to positively identify the deceased have been conducted and results are pending. Investigations into the cause of the inferno are continuing, with the driver expected to face culpable homicide charges. As the community is in mourning, efforts are being centered on helping survivors and their classmates in finding strength and hope in one of the province's biggest tragedies in recent times. Wellington Makonese, ZBC News, Gweru.
For these and other stories in detail, you can log on to our website, zbcnews.co.zw. You can also visit our X handle at ZBC News Online. We'd also love to hear your views and comments. Please visit our Facebook page, ZBC News Online, as well as our YouTube channel, ZBC News Online. And for stories still to come in this bulletin. In sports news, Scotland and Hard Rock battle for supremacy at Rufaro Stadium this Sunday. This and more after this break.
Always known what it takes to grow. But this is what it feels like to finally step inside the dream. It's that quiet moment when a room holds everything it used to be and everything it made possible. That this is actually mine feeling when the first payment hits. That pure adrenaline from a small space to an empire you rule. And when you said you'd almost sleep in your first car, we made sure you actually did. Plans may adapt, circumstances will evolve, but your growth, that's non-negotiable. Bank on growth with Stanbic Bank Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is our home, and we drive her growth.
Stanbic Bank is a registered commercial bank and a member of the Deposit Protection Scheme.
From 11 June to 19 July, everything can wait. The FIFA World Cup 2026. Catch all 104 matches from as little as $10. Live on SuperSport, only on DSTV.
The voluntary disclosure opportunity is open to taxpayers who may not yet be fully compliant with their tax obligations. This includes unregistered businesses, informal sector operators, online and digital service earners, trusts, rental income earners, transport and taxi operators, as well as virtual asset traders. Take this opportunity to regularize your tax affairs before the 30th of June 2026 and move forward with confidence. Step forward, disclose, comply.
Football fans, your chance to win is here. Rentex Systems is bringing you the ultimate World Cup Predict and Win competition. Predict the 2 finalists and be among the first 10 correct entries to win a solar floodlight. Think you know who will lift the World Cup trophy? Predict the tournament winner and be among the first 3 correct predictions to win a solar generator. And now, the grand prize. Predict the 2 finalists, the World Cup champion, and the exact final scoreline. The first person to get all 3 predictions correct wins a complete 3.5 kVA solar system. Rentex Systems have been providing top-tier renewable services for over 5 years. To enter, head over to Facebook right now and drop your predictions on our official page, Rentex Systems Zimbabwe. For inquiries, contact us on 0713-229-721. Rentex Systems, Moto Pese Pese, Kwese Kwese.
Across Africa, a new era has begun. Shifting our focus to a new horizon, connecting us with one purpose: to create and share opportunities to grow. Today, we are making a brighter tomorrow, built by our dreams and our energy. Across our continent, across the world, we are creating a better way to a better future. A Pan-African future. Together. EcoBank. A better way, a better Africa.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. And in sports news, defending champions and log leaders Scotland face a stern test of character when they host second-placed Hard Rock in a Casalaga Premier Soccer League top of the table clash at Rufaro Stadium.
Scotland, buoyed by a commanding 3-0 victory over Triangle United, will be looking to maintain their momentum and strengthen their grip on top sport. Mavera have enjoyed an impressive run of form, recording victories over Hurrentals, Caps United and Chicken Inn. The defending champions lead the standings with 34 points, 2 points ahead of their opponents who are second. Hard Rock have emerged as genuine title contenders this season and will be eager to reclaim a top spot with a positive result at Rufaro Stadium. The Quaker-based side have registered 9 wins, 5 draws and just 2 defeats in 17 matches. Meanwhile, the second half of the season kicks off with a Platinum Derby featuring FC Platinum and against Platinum at Mandava Stadium this Saturday. In other Saturday fixtures, former champions Zimbabwe welcome Manika Diamonds at Wadzanai Stadium, Moors entertain New Boys FC Hunters at Ngwani Stadium, Chicken Inn meet Hurrentals at Barberfields, and Dynamos host the Tel 1 at Rufaro Stadium. On Sunday, ZPC Kariba clash with Triangle at Nyamunga Stadium, Blower Chiefs lock horns with the Highlanders at Barberfield Stadium, and the debutants Akama face a stern test against Caps United at Wadzanai Stadium. Anna Shombrombedzi, ZBC News, Harare.
Canada's 2026 FIFA World Cup campaign gets underway this evening as the co-hosts take on Bosnia-Herzegovina in a Group B encounter in Toronto.
Canada have continued to build on the foundations laid by former coach John Hartman with their experience at the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar, proving invaluable despite suffering 3 group stage defeats. Now under the guidance of Jesse Marsh, the team has maintained its high energy, attacking style of play and will be looking to stars like Alphonso Davies, Jonathan David and Tejan Buchanan to inspire a strong start to the tournament. Canada will, however, be without key players centre-back Moiso Bombito, who has been ruled out of the tournament, and attacking midfielder Marcelo Flores. The co-hosts' pre-tournament form has been encouraging, beating Uzbekistan 2-0, followed by a 1-0 draw with the Republic of Ireland in warm-up friendlies, extending their unbeaten run to 11 matches. For Bosnia and Herzegovina, qualification came in dramatic fashion. What had initially been expected to be an opening fixture against Italy changed in March when the Balkan nation stunned the Azzurri on penalties in the qualifying playoff final to secure only their second FIFA World Cup appearance. The team is led by veteran striker Edin Dzeko, who at the age of 40 is among the oldest players at this year's tournament. Alongside him, defender Sead Kolasinac is one of only 2 surviving members of Bosnia and Herzegovina's 2014 World Cup squad. With Qatar and Switzerland also in the group, this is a must-win for the Canadians if they want to control their own destiny. Meanwhile, FIFA World Cup action continues Saturday with the 2 intriguing fixtures. Qatar take on Switzerland at the Levi Stadium in Santa Clara before co-host United States get their campaign underway with a date against Paraguay at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. The United States clash is expected to attract one of the largest television audiences of the opening weekend as the Americans are eager to make a strong statement on home soil. Anna Shemrombedzi, ZBC News, Harare.
And of course, we will be bringing you that match live here on ZBC TV at 9 p.m. But for now, from us here at the news desk, it's a pleasant evening.